Well, talk about an anticlimax.
Hughie Fury's long-awaited return to the boxing ring in Holland was over almost before it even began. For anyone who tuned in hoping to see Fury shake off some ring rust and get some much-needed rounds under his belt, it was a night of pure frustration. The heavyweight, cousin of the legendary Tyson Fury, had been out of action for what feels like an eternity. He was looking to make a statement, to remind everyone what he's capable of. Instead, the fight ended in a bizarre first-round technical knockout. Let's break down what happened. The bell rang, and for a moment, it looked promising. Both Fury and his opponent, fellow Brit Michael Webster, came out swinging. It was a scrappy, old-school exchange right from the start. Fury, looking strong, quickly backed Webster into a corner and seemed to be asserting his dominance. You could see he was ready to work, ready to fight. But then, just as the action was heating up, it all came to a grinding halt. Barely a minute into the contest, Webster suddenly gestured to the referee, indicating he was injured and couldn't continue. And just like that, it was over. The official result is a first-round TKO win for Hughie Fury, but you could see on his face, he took absolutely no satisfaction from it. This wasn't the victory he wanted or needed. This short, strange encounter did nothing to sharpen him for the tougher challenges he's aiming for.
He needs to re-establish himself in the heavyweight division, and a 1-minute fight where his opponent pulls out just doesn't cut it.
Speaking in the ring afterward, Hughie was genuinely apologetic to the crowd in Holland. He knew they'd come to see a real fight, and he acknowledged that they only got the briefest, most unsatisfying glimpse of what he had planned. Still, if we're looking for a silver lining, the short outing did remind us of Fury's physical presence and strength. In those very limited exchanges, he showed enough power to push Webster back and control the tempo. He arrived ready for a war, walking to the ring with his father and trainer Peter Fury, with DMX blasting through the speakers. He looked the part, he was mentally prepared for a proper test, but he left with little more than a footnote on the night's undercard. It was a frustrating and empty win.
So, where does this leave Hughie Fury?
His professional record now stands at an impressive 31 wins and 3 losses.
But that statistic doesn't tell the whole story. It hides the brutal momentum killer he's had to endure.
For nearly 3 years, Fury was sidelined, not by choice, but by circumstances beyond his control. He battled a rare skin condition and the lingering effects of long COVID, which kept him out of the ring during what should have been his prime years. This wasn't just a break, it was a career stall. Before this long layoff, Fury was on a solid trajectory.
His only 3 losses have come against world-class opposition: Alexander Povetkin, Joseph Parker, and Kubrat Pulev. These are not easy fights for anyone.
As a former British heavyweight champion, he was once seen as a major prospect, a fighter with the potential to go all the way. But this extended absence presents a huge challenge.
It's not just about getting physically back to peak condition.
It's about rebuilding his entire career, regaining his ranking, and getting back into the minds of fans and promoters. What's next for him is the big question.
It's completely unclear.
Hughie has been very vocal about his desire to stay active, to fight regularly, and to position himself for those big, meaningful bouts.
He wants to climb the rankings and get back into title contention. But this bizarre stoppage in Holland gives us absolutely no clues about his readiness for that top level.
Without the rounds, without finding a rhythm, and without any real opportunity to gauge his progress, he leaves Holland with not much more than the knowledge that his career has, at least technically, resumed.
It's a starting point, but a very strange one. It's worth noting that this all happened on a very busy night for British boxing, which makes Fury's short fight even more of a side note.
On the same evening, we saw a massive upset when Jimmy TQF went the distance in a brutal war to dethrone Fraser Clark and claim the British heavyweight title. That was a proper, grueling contest. Meanwhile, the electrifying Ben Whittaker made his matchroom debut and produced a devastating first-round knockout, flattening his opponent Benjamin Gavazzi with a single, thunderous right hand. It was so heavy that Gavazzi needed oxygen in the ring. So, while other British fighters were making headlines and delivering unforgettable moments, Hughie Fury was left with a sense of what if. He needs to get back in the ring as soon as possible against a durable opponent who will actually give him a fight. He needs to bank some rounds, shake off the rust properly, and show the world that he is still a force to be reckoned with in the heavyweight division. This false start in Holland was a disappointment for him and for the fans, but hopefully, it's just a small, weird bump on the road to a proper comeback.
We're all waiting to see the real Hughie Fury back in action. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more boxing updates.